what that is. It's a Netflix movie, like a Netflix. I don't know, but um, Netflix now a Netflix film. So it's a book that they made into a movie. So. I haven't read the book, so this is gonna be my first time, and I might read like what was that? No, like 2 or 3 chapters. I'm not sure. Oh, bonus content inside. Interesting. Okay, so. This is the first book. I think there's 3 books. Not sure, but okay. Let's read the book. So the main character is Lara Jean, okay? Lara Jean keeps her love letters in a hat box her mother gave her. They aren't love letters that anyone else wrote for her. These are ones she's written. One for every boy she's ever loved. 5 in all. When she writes, she can pour out her heart and soul and say all the things she would never say in real life. Because her letters are for her eyes only. Until the day her secret letters are mailed, and suddenly Lara Jean's love life goes from imaginary to out of control. Hold on. Okay. Special guest star Mosa. Follow her on Instagram at Mosa Yorkie. Mosa Yorkie. Okay. So it starts. Okay. I like to save things, not important things like whales or people or the environment. Silly things, porcelain bells, the kind you get at souvenir shops. Cookie cutters you'll never use because who needs a cookie in the shape of a foot? Ribbons for my hair. Love letters. Of all the things I save, I guess you could say my love letters are my most prized possession. I keep my letters in a teal hat box my mom bought me from a vintage store downtown. They aren't love letters that someone else wrote for me. I don't have any of those. These are ones I've written. There's one for every boy I've ever loved. 5 in all. When I write, I hold nothing back. I write like you'll never read it, because you never will. Every secret thought, every careful observation, everything I've saved up inside me, I put it all in the letter. When I'm done, I seal it, I address it, and then I put it in my teal hat box. They're not love letters in the strictest sense of the word. My letters are for when I don't want to be in love anymore. Therefore, goodbye. Because after I write my letter, I'm no longer consumed by my all-consuming love. I can eat my cereal and not wonder if he likes bananas over his Cheerios too. I can sing along to love songs and not... Hold on. Okay. I can sing along to love songs and not be singing them to him. If love is like a possession, maybe my letters are like my exorcisms. My letters set me free, or at least they're supposed to. Chapter 1. Josh is Margot's boyfriend, but I guess you could say my whole family is a little in love with him. It's hard to say who most of all. Before he was Margot's boyfriend, he was just Josh. He was always there. I say always, but I guess that's not true. He moved next door 5 years ago, but it feels like always. My dad loves Josh because he's a boy, and my dad is sure My dad is surrounded by girls. I mean it. All day long, he is surrounded by females. My dad is an Abidjan. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but and he also happens to be the father of 3 daughters. So it's like girls, girls, girls all day. He also likes Josh because Josh likes comics and he'll go fishing with him. My dad tried to take us fishing once and I cried when my shoes got mud on them. And Margot cried when her book got wet. And Kitty cried because Kitty was still practically a baby. Kitty loves Josh because he'll play cards with her and not get bored. Or at least pretend to not get bored. They make deals with each other. If I win this next hand, you have to make me a toasted crunchy peanut butter sandwich. No crusts. That's Kitty. Inevitably, there won't be crunchy peanut butter and Josh will say too bad, pick something else. But then Kitty will wear him down and he'll run out and buy some because that's Josh. If I had to say why Margot loves him, I think maybe I would say it's because we all do. We are in the living room. Kitty is pasting pictures of dogs to a giant piece of cardboard. There's paper and scraps all around her. Humming to herself, she says, "When Daddy asks me what I want for Christmas, I'm just going to say, pick any of these braids and we'll be good." Margot and Josh are on the couch. I'm lying on the floor watching TV. Josh popped a big bowl of popcorn and I devote myself to it. Handfuls and handfuls of it. A commercial comes on for perfume. A girl is running around the streets of Paris in an orchid-colored halter dress that is thin as tissue paper. What I wouldn't give to be that girl in that tissue paper dress running around Paris in springtime. I sit up so suddenly I choke on a kernel of popcorn. Between coughs I say, "Margot, let's meet in Paris for my spring break." I'm already picturing myself twirling with a pistachio macaron or macaroon, not sure, in one hand and a strawberry and a raspberry one in the other. Margot's eyes light up. "Do you think Daddy will let you?" "Sure, it's culture. He'll have to let me. But it's true that I've never flown by myself before. And also, I've never even left the country before. Would Margot meet me at the airport, or would I have to find my own way to the hostel?" Josh must see that sudden worry on my face because he says, "Don't worry, your dad will definitely let you go if I'm with you." I brighten. "Yeah, we can stay at hostels and just eat pastries and cheese for all our meals. We can go to Jim Morrison's grave," Josh throws in. Sorry, but there is a car that keeps beeping outside and it's so annoying. You know when the alarm goes off? Yeah, and it doesn't, it just, okay. We can go to a parfumerie. Yeah, I don't know if that's how you say it. I believe it's French, that's why. And get our personal scents done. I cheer and Josh snorts. I'm pretty sure getting our scents done at a parfumerie would cost the same as a week's stay at the hostel, he says. He nudges Margot. "Your sister suffers from delusions of grandeur. She is the fanciest of the 3 of us," Margot agrees. "What about me?" Kitty whimpers. "You," I scoff. "You're the least fancy song girl. I have to beg you to wash your feet at night, much less take a shower." Kitty's face gets pinched and red. "I wasn't talking about that, you dodo bird. I was talking about Paris." Airily, I wave her off. "You're too little to stay at a hostel." She crawls over to Margot and climbs in her lap. Even though she's 9 and not It's later that night. Josh is long gone. Kitty and our dad are asleep. We are in the kitchen. Margot is at the table on her computer. I am sitting next to her, rolling cookie dough into balls and dropping them in cinnamon and sugar. Snickerdoodles to get back in Kitty's good graces earlier. When I went in to say goodnight, Kitty rolled over and wouldn't speak to me because she's still convinced I'm going to try to cut her out of the Paris trip. My plan is to put the snickerdoodles on a plate right next to her pillow so she wakes up to the smell of fresh baked cookies. Margot's being extra quiet, and then out of nowhere she looks up from her computer and says, I broke up with Josh tonight after dinner. My cookie dough ball falls out of my fingers and into the sugar bowl. I mean, it was time. She says her eyes aren't red rimmed. She hasn't been crying. I don't think so. Her voice is calm and even. Anyone looking at her would think she was fine. Because Margot is always fine, even when she's not. I don't see why you have to break up. Why you had to break up, I say. Just because you're going to college, it doesn't mean you have to break up. Laura Jean, I'm going to Scotland, not UVA. St. Andrews is nearly 4,000 miles away. She pushes up her glasses. What would be the point? I can't even believe she would say that. The point is, it's Josh. Josh, who loves you more than any boy has ever loved a girl. Margot rolls her eyes at this. She thinks I'm being dramatic, but I'm not. It's true. That's how much Josh loves Margot. He would never so much as look at another girl. Suddenly she says, do you know what Mommy told me once? What? For a moment, I forget all about Josh, because no matter what I am doing in my life, if Margot and I are in the middle of an argument, if I am about to get hit by a car, I will always stop and listen to his story about Mommy. Any detail, any remembrance that Margot has, I want to have it too. I'm better off than Kitty, though. Kitty doesn't have one memory of Mommy that we haven't given her. We've told her so many stories, so many times that they're hers now. Remember that time? She'll say, and then she'll tell the story like she was there and not just a little baby. She told me to try not to go to college with a boyfriend. She said she didn't want me to be the girl crying on the phone with her boyfriend and saying no to things instead of yes. Scotland is Margot's yes, I guess. Absently, I scoop up a mound of cookie dough and pop it in my mouth. You shouldn't eat raw cookie dough, Margot says. I ignore her. Josh would never hold you back from anything. He's not like that. Remember how when you decided to run for student body president, he was your campaign manager? He's your biggest fan. At this, the corners of Margot's mouth turn down, and I get up and fling my arms around her neck. She leans her head back and smiles up at me. I'm okay, she says. But she isn't. I know she isn't. It's not too late, you know. You can go over there right now and tell him you changed your mind. Margot shakes her head. It's done, Laura Jean. I release her and she closes her laptop. When will the first batch be ready? I'm hungry. I look at the magnetic egg timer on the fridge. 4 more minutes. I sit back down and say, I don't care what you say, Margot. You guys aren't done. You love him too much. She shakes her head. Laura Jean, she begins in her patient Margot voice like I am a child and she is a wise old woman of 42. I wave a spoonful of cookie dough under Margot's nose and she hesitates and then opens her mouth. I feed it to her like a baby. We wait and see. You and Josh will be back together in a day, maybe two. But even as I'm saying it, I know it's not true. Margot's not the kind of girl to break up and get back together on a whim. Once she's decided something, that's it. There's no waffling, no regrets. It's like she said, when she's done, she's just done. I wish, and this is a thought I've had many, many times, too many times to count, I was more like Margot, because sometimes it feels like I'll never be done. Later, after I've washed the dishes and plated the cookies and set them on Kitty's pillow, I go to my room. I don't turn the light on. I go to my window. Josh's light is still on. Alright, that was chapter 1. Excuse me. Itchy. Okay. If you guys want to see me, or want to see or listen to me read chapter 2, you can just let me know, because I don't know, do people like listening to people read? I don't know, but that's why. As you can hear, as you can see, my hair is moving because my fan is on in the back, because it's hot, like I always say, it is hot. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've watched the movies, let me know. Did you like them? Did you not? You know, it's just very controversial. But yeah, I haven't read this, so if you've also read this, just let me know too. So I think there's 2 more books, so I could read all of them, you know, if you guys want. So if you guys want, just let me know. But yeah, that's it for this video.